When the media focus on female candidates, they always talk about a woman's appearance and the fact that she's only important on issues related to gender, things that involve a certain degree of compassion, say, for example, healthcare or education. And for a black candidate, most often they focus on the novelty of the fact that this is a black candidate, and they usually only talk to black candidates when they're talking about things that disproportionately affect African Americans, such as affirmative action, crime, welfare, etc. Well, in looking at Hillary versus Barack, what I was trying to do was compare, when not compared to a stereotypical white male candidate, do the media still focus on those same aspects for women and for men? And what I found is, despite the fact that she was going up against a black male candidate, Hillary Clinton was still portrayed most frequently as a female. Almost all of the coverage talked about her in connection with being a wife, being a mother, how she looked, things of that variety. And, of course, the fact that she was First Lady and a wife, the President of the United States. Barack Obama, despite the fact that Barack was a very atypical black candidate in as much as he did not make race a focal point of his concern, only talking about it when brought into it by Jeremiah Wright when he was talking about Barack as basically like every other candidate, sort of with the wink. Barack was still portrayed as the black candidate. They often focused on him as, hey, isn't it novel that this black guy is running for office? Focus on the fact that, hey, this is the first time there might be a viable African-American candidate. So one of the other things that media often talk about, and this was the only thing that really changed when these candidates were not portrayed, or compared, I should say, to stereotypical white male candidates, is that usually female candidates are portrayed as completely unelectable, as are black candidates when going up against a white male candidate. When they were compared to each other, Barack did not get less or more favorable coverage than Hillary, and the same can be said about her. So in some ways, these atypical candidates netted somewhat atypical coverage, but in terms of the things that traditionally are most salient about women, such as their appearance and the fact that they're women, and about black candidates, the fact that they are black, media has not changed probably since the days of Shirley Chisholm. Hillary Clinton, I believe the mistake she made in going against Obama was she believed she was going to get the black vote. She's getting the black vote now, but she didn't get it against Obama because black people tend to have loved Bill Clinton. And then when Bill Clinton came out and started saying some things, especially after Barack Obama won South Carolina, and said something to the effect of, well, Jesse Jackson even won South Carolina. And black folks started thinking, Bill, interesting. And Hillary, yeah, she's gotten the lion's share of the black vote when going up against a white Jewish man from the Northeast. But when stuff starts coming out saying things like, well, you know, the Hillary Clinton crime bill, or the Clinton, I should say, crime bill from which Hillary supported, and talked about the fact that, you know, these super predators, which some people took to reference African American youth, need to be brought to heel or brought to kneel. It's like, So if she doesn't get a decent to a very good black turnout, this could be a very, very interesting election. What do people think about a law that says if you feel threatened, you can kill the person whom you believe is a threat? Because all my research and all the research I've come across has shown that the poster child of who's scary in America is me. Relatively young, large, urban, black, male. Armed or unarmed, these people are perceived to be dangerous. We have video that's been shown all over the internet of two white officers holding a black guy down, shooting him twice in the chest and in the back. And he died right there. I mean, and you look at almost all of the police issues, be it Eric Garner and the chokehold, be it, Tamir Rice up in Cleveland, within 2 seconds, the officer shot a 12-year-old boy. I mean, the list goes on, Laquan McDonald. And now the question is, huh, now the police are being shot in Dallas, in Baton Rouge. Police chief was just killed yesterday in Kansas City. The police chief. And some of this looks like ambush. There's a call made, the officers show up, and the people killing them, some of them have military experience. So previously, almost everything is looked at, well, you know, this person, black guy, perceived to be a threat, killed by either an officer or killed by a civilian, no charges. Now, the people who are charged with serving and protecting are being killed by the people who traditionally have been killed by the police. Now what? So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic in terms of research, sociology, and just perception in general going forward in the next few years.